is going to be part 1A. What we just looked at before in the anatomy of an IP address was basically showing you how to do a CIDR to a subnet mask. I just want to spend a little bit of time here showing you how to go the other way. This is a subnet mask to CIDR. So basically you're just counting up the ones, the ones from left to right. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because all of these rules apply here that applied before. You can find out everything you need from the subnet mask. But again, usually they don't give you the subnet mask and ask you to convert it to a CIDR, but we're going to show you how easy that is. So here's example 1. We got 255, 255, 255, 248. So each 255 equals 8 bits. So you got 8 times 3 is 24. And then 248 is 5, because if you go up here, and we talked about this, if you can actually memorize these, that's all you're going to need to do. Basically, with these other little rules, that's it. So if you notice, 5 is 248. So here, the example, we got 255, 255, 248. That's going to give us 24 plus 248 equals 5. And that's going to give us 29. So CIDR equals 29. Now, the only reason you really need the CIDR because you can find the host so quickly. And that is taking the host, and that is 32 minus 29 equals 3. And then you take, that means that's 3 zeros left over. That's your host. So you do 2 raised to the exponent of 3 minus 2, and that gives you 6. Gives you 8 networks with 6 hosts each at increments of 32, as we can see. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. It's just simply going the inverse of what we were doing. So here's another example. We got 8, and 8 is 16, and what is 240? You can come back up here. That's 4. So that's going to be 20. So it's going to be a /20 network. Using all the rest of the formulas that I showed you from the previous example, that gives you the ability to take all of this information and get everything else you need as far as the nets. The host we already talked about, which would be 20, 32 minus 20 would be 12. You 2 to the 12 minus 2, 4,094. There's your increment. You got 16 networks with 4,094 hosts each. And here's the increments of 16. Lots of them there, just so you can see it. Quickly, down example 3. Here we have 8 plus 192. What is 192? It's 2. So this one is one of those weird ones. It's going to be 10. It's right there. And you can still find out the increment because you have the subnet mask already, which you have to find out everything else. I'm just showing you this so you can know on the test, if they ask you, okay, what is the CIDR of this? You need to be able to tell them that. Also, once you get the CIDR, it helps you find the host really quickly because you just take 32 minus 10, which leaves 22, 2 to the 22 minus 2, and that's a lot of hosts. On this one, we only have 4 networks with that many each, and the increments of 64. Really quickly, you can kind of do this really quickly. You look at this, you can see 2 times 8 equals 16, plus 5. Again, 255, 255, 8, 8, 16, plus 5, 21. CIDR is 21. 32 minus 21 is 11. That gives us 11 zeros out. That's our host. 2 raised to 11 minus 2 is 2,046. Using the rest of the formulas that I showed you in the previous example, you know how to figure all this out. So we got 32 networks, 2,046 hosts each. 32 networks, that's a lot. Increment of 8, 0, 8, 16, all the way out. Last example, 255. Last example, 5. I'm sorry. So you got 8 times 3 is 24, plus what is 192? 192 is 2. Just go back up here and look. (24 plus 2 is 26. CIDR is 26. Do the same thing to find your increment, your nets, your host, which is very easy now that you got 26. You do 32 minus 26 is 6. 2 raised to 6 minus 2 equals 62. And that gives you your 4 networks with 62 hosts each at increments of 64. And there is the increments. So I wanted to show you this. This is part 1A, and we're getting ready to move into real examples. Thank you.